Hi, I'm Lauren and this is Jess. Today we'll be discussing how engineering can solve the challenges of the 21st century.
To start with, we are going to go to our correspondent Sophie, who is looking at how engineering has solved the challenges so far and some challenges within the 21st century.
Hi, I'm Sophie, and I'm reporting to you about how engineering has helped us and how we have benefited. So far, energy has helped us with water supply and distribution, computers, telephones, air conditioning, internet, household appliances, and so much more. The benefits have been largely universal, affecting people across the globe at all economic levels. The devices that enabled all of these innovations, telephones, airplanes, generators, motors, etc., were made in such quantity and quality that they have been made affordable to everyone, which has helped the economy develop into a deeply advanced world. Now back to Lauren and Jess in the studio.
Thank you, Sophie.
In the fast-growing world, economy, engineering, design and production is playing a more and more important role almost every day.
Now to our first guest, Lara. Oh, hi Lauren and Jess.
So, Laura, you're here today to tell us about how your company is finding ways to help solve the challenges of the 21st century using engineering.
Yes, well, my company are trying to find a way in which we can stop global warming. As it is becoming a problem more and more every day, unless we stop it, it will upset the basic control mechanism of the Earth. Well, how does your company decide on ways in which you can stop global warming from taking a big hit globally? Well, we did research over 5 years looking at the temperature increase of the different continents in different climates and at different times of each year. We put them all onto our data into charts and decided on which ways we could begin to tackle these problems.
How will you decide on how you are going to tackle this major issue?
Well, we're probably going to look for the most sustainable way and recognise the need for skill to help solve this problem.
So what are some of your ideas?
Well, our main idea is to be able to provide energy from fusion, and well, if that doesn't work, we're probably going to try and make solar energy a lot more affordable so that more people will be able to use it. And how would you get solar energy to be more affordable? We have this humongous ongoing campaign which has over 1 million supporters, and we have the government which have been asking questions about it, helping to develop it.
Really? Wow. And thank you for coming to the studio, Laura. We hope the project goes well.
Now Jess is going to have an interview with Jenny, another guest who's finding ways to use engineering to help the 21st century. Meanwhile, I'll be talking with Sapphire about how she is working with extreme poverty and using engineering to solve it. Let's find out more about this case. Hello Sapphire.
Hi, Laura.
So, tell us about your project.
I'm basically trying to stop or at least reduce poverty, as 2 to 3 billion people live in conditions of extreme poverty with a lack of sanitation. Also, the difference between rich and poor is becoming wider as the years go on.
So, how do you plan on helping to reduce poverty using engineering?
Well, we can do it by engineering better medicines, advanced health informatics, and most simply provide access to clean water to everyone.
With this project, do you have any idea of where you're going to start or not yet?
Yeah, I was planning on starting in Ethiopia, as they are suffering loads at the moment.
What would be your first step to help this underdeveloped country?
Start with, I would probably install sustainable wells in the villages for the local people so they had access to clean water.
Wow, it seems like you know what you're doing. Thank you for coming to the studio. Hi, I'm here in the lab with Rachel to talk about her new cure for cancer. Hi Rachel.
Hey Laura, please can you put these goggles on?
Sure. Please could you tell me about your new cure?
Basically, me and my company are creating a new cure which will stop cancer in the very first couple of weeks with finding out. If we're able to have a high amount of funding, we will be able to stop cancer before it gets to a critical time and spread until it will be unable to stop. With correct funding, we will save thousands of lives at any age. We are working alongside Quick Sargent. We're stopping cancer before it have a chance to begin killing.
And what are you doing now with all these chemicals?
At the moment, we are testing resources and testing them on embryonic stem cells, and to see how they react. As you can see here, we have lots of difficult chemicals such as methyl orange, which we have dissolved in here. And we are going to be putting it in a dissolved solution of different acids. Earlier we added tartaric acid and to sodium hydroxide, which is in this jar, and now we're going to add the methyl orange. So if you just take that and then just get a bit and put it in there. Okay, then put that back in there. Thank you.
So we're going to test this solution in the embryonic stem cells.
Not yet. We first need to add some of the solution of dissolved acids.
Yeah, is that enough?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we just put that back in there. Okay. We can now test them on the cells. Could you pass me the...
These?
Yeah. Okay. Now, so now I'm going to get some of this and put it on. Now, as you can see, nothing has actually happened to the cells. But if we use this indicator vapor, we can see if it's too acidic. Do you want to just get a piece out? Okay, and then just put
Just
the
dip
end.
it in there.
Yeah, just put the end in. And don't hold it up to the camera. Now, as you can see, it's gone red, which means it's too acidic, so it will wear away at the cells over time. So we can't use this solution. Yeah. So we can't use this solution. But if it wasn't too acidic, so it was neutral, we would have sent it off to our colleagues in London, and who would have tested it again. They would then put it through lots of tests to make sure there was no harm within it and how well it worked in killing cancer cells.
Oh, well, thank you for letting me join you and telling me all about these chemicals.
No problem.
Well, now I'm going to go back to the studio and find Jess. Now, unfortunately, that's all we have for today.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation.
We would also like to say that if we were to win this competition, half the money would go to Click Sergeant, which we mentioned earlier.
Click Sergeant is the single authoritative campaigning voice for children and young people with cancer and their families.
Click Sergeant is a campaign to improve the lives of young cancer patients and their families and highlights opportunities for Click Sergeant supporters to help and them make their case to government, with politicians and in the media.
Thank you so much for watching our presentation. It means a lot, and all we want to say now is thank you and goodbye.
Take one.
Shut up, parrot!
Wait, you started?
Stop drilling! You're gonna have an interview with Jenny! Stop drilling! Creating a new cure which will stop cancer in the very first weeks